What up everybody, it's your boy Gaming Forte, back at it with another video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, it definitely helps out the channel a lot. And remember when we used to have conversations about if Call of Duty and the single player and the multiplayer were separated, which side would actually do better? Would it even be worth your time to pick up the Call of Duty game if you only had one part of the game to actually focus on? Now some people would say the fact that the game would be a lot cheaper, like $30 for the multiplayer, $30 for the single player, or even less, is something that a lot of people would actually really like to do and not have to pay for parts of the game that they won't even enjoy. Multiplayer people will say I don't even play the single player people will say I don't play the multiplayer. So this is something that a lot of people were hoping that would actually come to fruition over past Call of Duties and have just separated, just like they want them to separate the zombie mode. But it looks like we'll finally probably get a chance to actually see what this looks like with no multiplayer being added to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And just hearing that sounds weird as heck. Now I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that I have fallen completely off the Call of Duty bandwagon back in 2013. Ghost was the last one that I put any significant amount of time into, and I really just didn't like that game, for the multiplayer side of it, had these huge maps. It was kind of trying to be what Battlefield was, but still having the same gameplay as Call of Duty. And that's when I thought Call of Duty had its essence taken away from it in a sense, because when I boot up Call of Duty, I want that fast, frenetic gameplay. I want to turn a corner and I want to be rewarded because my reflexes was faster than somebody else's. I believe that was taken away partially just because of the map size in Ghost. So I really didn't like that game as much as probably some of the other Call of Duties. But I loved MW3. I loved MW2. I love Call of Duty 4 Remastered. Those games right there, just in the essence of the multiplayer, really made me just happy with joy. It was like one of the very first Call of Duties that I got my whole group together and we just went in and we just destroyed people on a day-to-day basis. Call of Duty 4 was magical for me. Modern Warfare 2 changed a lot of people's perception of the kill streaks because that's when they went really big and really over the top with like the AC-130s. It was just very magical and very epic. And of course the game evolved down to like new tools and stuff as you got later into the actual year, because people realized that was one of the more interesting ways that you can actually go about just making sure you kept your kill streaks going. And it was really demoralizing, but by that time I was off to something else. And the thing to me is, what is a Call of Duty without the multiplayer? Now I know some people will definitely love this. If this is actually true and they're actually selling it for $25 or $30 without the multiplayer, and people are going to be able to experience that single player campaign again for half the price, that's going to be something really good for those people. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you right now, the only reason I bought Modern Warfare 3 was really to just finish out the campaign from the trio of stories that they had with our original cast of characters with Ghost and Soap, and I wanted to go kill Makarov because I hated him so much. By the time MW2 ended, I wanted to see that all the way to the end. So I really bought Modern Warfare 3 for the single player, but I just played the multiplayer because it was part of the actual package. And if you're gonna do that, you might as well play the whole game. Now I have a lot of theories on why they may be doing this. My first one might be the fact that when Infinite Warfare came out, that was probably one of the lowest selling Call of Duties to date, and it really didn't do it no favors that it was packaged with Modern Warfare Remastered, and people were really playing that game kind of more than they were playing the actual Infinite Warfare, which was the newer style game. Now most people are just tired at this point of the running on walls and the zero-G gravity gameplay and just having to look up, down, left, right, side to side, just be all the verticality that was in the newer Call of Duties was just very, very mind-numbing. And the fact that you were able to get back to the basics with COD 4 Remastered was something a lot of people were really looking forward to. Then they ended up adding a lot of the actual loot boxes and stuff to the game, and that kind of turned some people off, but still people enjoyed that game way more than they enjoyed Infinite Warfare. And the second reason I believe this is something that's happened is because you still got WW2 out there, and it's not even through its second DLC yet. You know, think about that. The second DLC hasn't even launched for WW2 yet, and we're already talking about the next installment of a remastered game that's probably the most successful game in all of the Call of Duties together. Maybe not Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 might be higher, but this game did numbers. This is where the Modern Warfare series blew up when it came to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I think the fact that this is something that's going to come mid-year, if they add the single player and the multiplayer together, how many people are going to really stick with World War II, even knowing World War II is one of the more successful Call of Duties in the last few years? But people really don't like the World War II aspect. Some people like it, but a lot of people really love Modern Warfare for its current day military tactics and weapons. And if you integrated that in the middle of the year, right before Call of Duty Black Ops 4 came out, how many people are going to really just stick with Call of Duty World War II? I guarantee you that's the number one thing that Activision is really thinking about when they were actually talking about bringing this game back and not having a multiplayer component to it. And that last piece is going to be the fact that they have Black Ops 4 coming out at the very end of the year. They don't want to cannibalize the sales on that just because they know if this multiplayer takes off, just like it took off back when it first came out, I can see a lot of people staying with this game, especially if they're not really feeling the reveal of Black Ops 4 in May when they finally come out and talk about the details of that game with the multiplayer reveal. If that game doesn't really resonate with people, trust me, if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 did have a multiplayer, people will probably play that more than they actually play the current game. But Activision is playing a really dangerous game here. Most people buy Call of Duty because of the multiplayer, and if that's not included, you could lose a lot of sales because of that. You're basically banking on the fact that the stories in MW1, MW2, MW3 were so good that people are willing to experience those again in a higher resolution, higher fidelity, probably better frame rates. They really are going to probably change the essence of the game because they didn't do that in the first remaster for Call of Duty 4. And if they stick to the essence of the second one, you probably won't see that much difference in this one too. But they're going to be really banking on a single player on that. And I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to really move the needle as much as they want to move that needle. Or are they really just looking at it saying, hey, as long as we get this much money, they're probably not looking to sell 15, 20 million copies of this game. They'll probably be happy with that. But if they add the multiplayer, they could probably easily sell that number. And that's in the middle of them pushing out probably the next best thing in Black Ops 4. So it's a lot of moving parts to this. We really don't know exactly what they have planned for this game. Like I said, up to this point, it's really just a rumor until they actually come out and announce and say that this is actually something that's happening. And even if this game is really the game that's going to be coming out in April. So I'll be really looking forward to that and seeing exactly what happens over the next couple of weeks to the next month. And I really know a lot of Call of Duty veterans out there that play both of these games are going to be really super excited to actually see if this is going to have multiplayer or if it's not going to have it. And that's the biggest question I'm going to ask you guys before I end this video. How do you feel about this being something that may happen? Would you actually buy a Call of Duty Remastered Modern Warfare 2 version of the game without the multiplayer? Or would you actually still buy it just to experience that single player campaign all over again? That's something I definitely want to hear from you down in the comment section about, because a lot of people are going to be really struggling over this one. Call of Duty is mostly known for its multiplayer, not for its single player, but ultimately people are going to decide with their wallets on this one. And I definitely want to understand and see where you guys are coming from in the comment section below. But like I always say, thanks for watching this video. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Like this video if you like the content. You definitely help out the channel a lot. Turn on your notifications. Gonna let you know the next time one of my videos go live. It's your boy Gaming Forte. You guys have a great week. I'm gonna talk to you in the next video. Peace.